A big one in the Eastern Conference here in match week 20 in MLS Next Pro. Two of the top three teams in the East meet today in Highland Heights at NKU Soccer Stadium. A warm evening on this Sunday evening. FC Cincinnati hosting Chicago Fire. Both these teams in good form, steady across the first 20 match weeks. And in top three position in the Eastern Conference, chasing Philadelphia Union 2. We look at the table. Entering play today, Cincinnati on 35 points, tied with Chicago, three-pack of Philadelphia Union. And earlier today, Toronto FC survived a late onslaught from New York Red Bulls, hanging on for a 4-3 win. TFC snapped a four-match losing streak, but you see the cream at the top of the Eastern Conference: Philly, FC Cincinnati, and Chicago. Here is the Cincinnati lineup under third-year head coach Tyrone Marshall, Chirilla, and Bomadem and Santos form a very formidable front three. The back three: Machado, Gilbert, and Schaefer. Nico Manel-Cazar is the captain. Very experienced group. Amir Daly has been outstanding this year, 4 goals and 5 assists. He started every game as the right wing back. Meanwhile, for Chicago and Ludovic Taillandier, it's a very young group. You have Bryce Richards on the left side of midfield. He makes his first pro appearance, and he starts in midfield. And Charlie Norquette is the right back. He also makes his 2024 MLS Next Pro debut. Jason Shukaluk is up top. Pareba is the Golden Boot leader in MLS Next Pro. Outstanding debut season in Chicago. He has 12 goals. He's played all but 1 minute this season. A lot of these players with very few minutes. It's an inexperienced group for Ludovic Taillandier. Set for kickoff from Northern Kentucky. Rain expected to have an impact on this one, but these teams won't mind. Anya Voigt is our referee. Two of the most consistent teams in the Eastern Conference. FC Cincinnati 5-2-2 at home. 11 wins in total on the season. But trying to bounce back after a 6-1 loss last Sunday at Columbus. Now before that, 5 wins out of 6, a 6-match unbeaten streak ended against Columbus. Now this has been a very consistent group, and they'll try and bounce back. Chicago has been a very good road team. Much of their success has come away from Chicago this season, and they'll try and continue that run of form this evening in Northern Kentucky. They met on the very first day of the season, a 1-1 draw right here at NKU Soccer Stadium. They've been here again as we wind down match week 20 in MLS Next Pro. FC Cincinnati is in white, Chicago is in red. Here we go. A big one in the Eastern Conference. Cincinnati and Chicago enter the day tied on 35 points, tied for second in the East. They shared the points. Chicago won a penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw in the middle of March. Good start off this left side for FC Cincinnati, but good defending. Tenchi and Bomadem, the Frenchman, is turned away. And another throw-in on that left side. A lot of respect to Ludovic Taillandier, veteran head coach of Chicago, and Tyrone Marshall, the MLS Next Pro mid-season coach of the year, for the turnaround he's engineered with FC Cincinnati. Here comes Chicago Fire through midfield. The last pass wasn't there. Parable was open on the left. It was Jason Shukaluk, the intended target, as the pass came from Peter Sudan. A patient build here under some pressure. Christopher Kopp's his 7th start of the season. Part of a back three with Konings and Norquette. Referee lets them play. Chicago will. Hunter Moore's goal kick coming. It's his 7th start of the season. We'll see if Cincinnati does try and build. They do under the pressure of Chicago. Excellent ball. Well defended. Kenji Mbomadem was the recipient. And now Cincinnati will try and pin Chicago near this sideline. Throwing now. Bryce Richards, his 2024 debut, his first pro appearance. And he starts in midfield, throws it in here, and he will join. Speaking with Tyrone Marshall this week about the 6-1 loss against Columbus, he said we played a really good first half. That was his speech at halftime. We have to capitalize on this. Stefan Chirilla had a chance inside the box, did not put away that chance. And then 5 second-half goals conceded to Columbus in the 6-1 defeat. And Tyrone Marshall called it a good, humbling experience. He said, we know we have to take care of these opportunities. Well, the basic setup for FC Cincinnati, 3-5-2. It's a bit of a 3-4-1-2 or a 3-4-2-1. It looks like a back 5 in defense. Looks like a back 3 in the attack. Chirilla trying to get on the end of that one, back by Chicago. Here comes Norquette, his debut. And 2 debutants, Norquette and Richards, in the starting 11 for Chicago today. A turnover here. Clipped to the back post and headed away. That was Christopher Kopp sliding over for the clearance. Nice sliding win here. It's on for Chicago. 3 versus 3. Shukaluk tries to get there, and it's cleared. Richards does well. Nice 1-2. Here comes Bryce Richards up this left side. And his professional debut tonight. And he's just missed the upper corner. What a moment that would have been, all the way from midfield. He takes it to the top of the box and doesn't miss his first pro goal by much. Now Bryce Richards, a little 1-2. They kept backing off him, not stepping to the danger, and he gets inside the box before that strike. And Bryce Richards, part of the under-17 academy group. Well, back in May, that U17 group on the MLS Next Central North Division clinching a playoff berth. Excellent pass, slightly too heavy. And Patrick Lose off his line to make the claim. Chirilla earns a free kick. Good work from the center forward, just being patient, waiting for the contact there from Christopher Cupps. All the way back to Hunter Morris. Back to Los, he's able to clear. Patient build-up here from FC Cincinnati. It's Mbaume Dem. Free kick is won. A loud shout to earn the free kick. Miguel Calle commits the foul. Nico Benalcazar earns the free kick. Kenji Mbaume Dem, one of the options for this free kick. Amir Daly as well. Daly has been wonderful in these moments this season. 5 assists and 18 starts. 2 in the wall for Chicago. Patrick Lose about 5 yards off his line. It's a short restart. Back to Mbaume Dem. Long range hit. They dropped it all the way back to Yair Ramos. The Venezuelan tried his luck from 40 yards away. A restart coming here, Christopher Cupps. Back to Los. Under some pressure, wide left here to the Left midfielder Bryce Richards lost possession. Quick throw in here for FC Cincinnati. Good use of the entire width of the field here from Cincinnati. Low cross towards the middle is cleared. This portion of the match is brought to you by Medbase, an official partner of FC Cincinnati. Good here from Chicago under pressure. Richards nods it forward. Good team shape there from FC Cincinnati. That's here Ramos, the Venezuelan, making his 7th start today. A midfield for Amir Daly, here Ramos, Nico Benalcazar, and Moises Tablante. It's a good switch. Amir Daly. Daly has been excellent. We asked Tyrone Marshall about him on the broadcast call this week and his introduction to this group. He came from Duke, wasn't drafted. Definitely has some tools that are built for Major League Soccer. Marshall called this opportunity with FC Cincinnati too a good opportunity, a good platform for Amir Daly. Still needs to sharpen up his crossing and finishing. That first touch as well as awareness on the pitch. In terms of defending, those are the next steps for Amir Daly. Pareba, the Golden Boot leader in MLS Next Pro. 12 goals and 18 appearances for the Chicago attacker. Guilherme Santos, the Brazilian winger. On the front three. And Boma Dem on the left, Chirilla up top. Santos on the right for FC Cincinnati. Here's Chirilla. And Boma Dem off to the left, the cross is overhit. Moises Tablante had a lot of options central, could not find any. Deep throw in here for Chicago. Good from Cincinnati, nice turn back to his left foot. And the shot was blocked. Guilherme Santos did well inside the area to generate that chance. Free kick is won here. And we'll have our first booking. Gail Gilbert, the French center back. And let's go back to this foul from Gilbert, trying to get the body position there, but he got his right elbow in the face. Gilbert in the book. Not an ideal scenario for Tyrone Marshall, one of the center backs booked inside 20 minutes. And one of the keys for FC Cincinnati and Tyrone Marshall transferring the first half into 2 full halves, a full game of football. We saw that last week against Columbus. Competitive first half and then conceding 5 goals after halftime in a 6-1 defeat. One of the keys for Tyrone Marshall is that if we're a good team, we don't lose 2 in a row. They lost against Columbus. Now they're trying to bounce back with the result tonight at home in the rain on this Sunday evening. It's a good turn of pace from Tablante. Throw in conceded. Into Chirilla. Stefan Chirilla. Working with Daly. Chirilla takes over. Ramos. Gave it away, but he wins it back. Yair Ramos, the Venezuelan. Cross comes from the left. Oh, a missed challenge that time from Los, but he's cleared by Bryce Richards. Looked like Los misread that one. He comes a long way for it, swings his left arm at it, but could not touch it. Into Chirilla. He's earned a corner kick, the first of the night for FC Cincinnati. Corner kick to the back post. There's a foul. Clear shove that time. Believe it came from Gail Gilbert. The free kick was won by Giovanni Granda, who makes his first start today. A young team for Ludovic Taillandier. Back to Hunter Morris, his 7th start of the season today. Played at Western Michigan and Michigan State. David Pareba. Good switch of field out to the right side. Giovanni Ronda. Big sweeping delivery. 2 Chicago players going forward, including Pareba. But it's cleared by Cincinnati. And they check on Shukaluk, who is shaken up after he went head-to-head. This comes in. It's in the air a long time. That's really good. Like Gael Gilbert, he sandwiched off 2 attacking players. Hard to do. You're a center back. You have 2 attackers come in and you win the header. Good work from the Frenchman who's on a yellow card. Here comes Gilbert now, leading the attack. Machado. Yair Ramos. That's an excellent switch. Amir Daly has time and space. He waits for runs. It's Amir Daly, top of the box here. Santos, shot from the top of the box is saved by Patrick Lose. This was an excellent build-up. Santos dispossessed, bending hit. But Alcazar, the captain, testing Lose. Ramos, but Alcazar, good challenge. Perfect timing on the slide. And now Chicago will try and break. Jason Shukaluk cuts to his right. Guilherme Santos, well-weighted ball. That's a beauty. It's inside the box. Tipped and it's headed towards goal and in. Kenji and Boma Dem. An opening goal for FC Cincinnati. 5 on the season for the Frenchman. It all begins with a build-up from the Brazilian Guilherme Santos. From defending their own box, this little passing in midfield, and watch this run from Santos. He starts in his own half, and he eliminates multiple players with that diagonal ball. Excellent effort there from Lose to get a hand on it, but it would not stay out. Kenji and Boma Dem, 5 on the season. In limited time, he's only started 8 games now, including tonight. A 23rd minute goal, his 5th of the season. Kenji and Boma Dem played at Dayton. 56 overall pick, 2nd round, selected by FC Cincinnati in this year's draft. 3 years at University of Nebraska, Omaha before Dayton. Offside flag is up. This portion of the match is brought to you by TQL, official logistics partner of FC Cincinnati. And Boma Dem, 9 goals, 3 assists, 15 starts, as Dayton won the Atlantic 10 title. A little warning here from Anya Voigt about time wasting. She wants to see a faster restart. And the French forward, Kenji and Boma Dem, 5 goals in 9 appearances. Now a chance for a second here for FC Cincinnati. Santos. Daly cuts inside. Took a look, applying pressure. Back to Hunter Morris. Giovanni Granda draws another free kick. Granda, part of the 07 group, just 17 years of age. A first start for Granda, 7 appearances off the bench before today. Shook a look with his back to goal. And now another turnover. Here comes Amir Daly. Daly wide for Santos, back towards the middle. Good goalkeeping. Patrick Lowe's off his line well before Stefan Chirilla could get there. That was excellent from FC Cincinnati. Watch this build up. It starts with Daly. He eliminates 2 wide here for Santos. And back for the third runner, Chirilla. Free kick 1 in midfield. Miguel Calle clashing there in midfield with Guilherme Santos. Take another look at this challenge. Concussion protocol here. As Miguel Calle comes off to receive treatment in midfield. Diego Konings. Patrick Lowe's, the academy goalkeeper. And Patrick Lowe's, part of the resurgence for Chicago this year, was MLS Next Pro Goalkeeper of the Month for the month of June. A 2-time Goalkeeper of the Month. He won it in March as well. 16 years of age for the academy prospects. Back to Los. Another good win for FC Cincinnati. Excellent block. Koning slid over to get in the way of that effort. A dominant first half for Cincinnati. They have the deserved goal and they're looking to add on here. Simple passing from Cincinnati. No dithering on the ball. Keeping the ball moving across the fields. But Alcazar. Booming switch. Ramos. But Alcazar. There comes Gilbert joining. Good cross and a missed header that time from Stefan Chirilla. Oh, what a beautiful delivery from the French center back, Gael Gilbert. Watch this. Perfect. Right in the path of Chirilla, who should have had his 6th goal of the season. Seldom see a center back have an opportunity to cross the ball like Gilbert just did. He took advantage, getting in the wide areas. Now Koning's under some pressure. The Dutch center back stayed calm. And a free kick is won here. How does Chicago grow back into this game? .23-minute goal. Kenji Mboma Dem. His 5th of the season, that's the difference. Cincinnati have 6 shots, Chicago has only 1. 3 shots on target so far for Cincinnati. This portion of the match is brought to you by First Financial Bank, official bank of FC Cincinnati. Juan Machado, the Colombian. Missed touch there from Daly, throwing for Chicago at midfield. Kaye picked a good time to join, but he's dispossessed by Daly. Kaye still applying pressure. He's called for a foul. And speaking with Tyrone Marshall, third-year head coach of Cincinnati, about the turnaround they've had. They're second in the East, 35 points from 18 games, a +7 goal difference. Cincinnati has already earned 7 more points than last season. Last season, a -28 goal difference, finishing 11th in the East. Goal difference has improved by 35 goals through the first 18 games. A big one coming up on Friday. Cincinnati travels to Philadelphia to take on the Eastern Conference leading Philadelphia Union 2. Pretty dominant here in this first half from Cincinnati, leading 1-0 at home. But Alcazar stayed with it. It's wide right here for Daly. Daly pulls it back. Heavy first touch from Stefan Chirilla. Now Chicago back the other way. Tyrone Marshall speaking about the improvement year over year. He said, we added more players on the mature side, added a few internationals that fit our style of play. Chirilla from distance, a knuckling hit right at Patrick Close. A frustrating first half for Chirilla. He's had his moments. This was one of the better ones. Going 1 versus 3 here and deciding to try his luck. It was knuckling and swerving into the hands of Los. Soft back pass, but it's dealt with well by Hunter Norris. Norris was drafted by FC Cincinnati in 2023. Signed with FC Cincinnati to an MLS Next Pro contract. Second round draft pick. 1 year at Western Michigan after 4 years in Michigan State. Wide left to Blante. His cross makes it eventually to Amir Daly. Daly trying to turn the corner. He lost his footing as he tried to beat Bryce Richards. Goal kick now for Chicago. You can see the fatigue setting in already. Christopher Kupp's hands on knees before this goal kick, as it's been about 37 minutes of defending, mostly for Chicago. Kupp's across the back with Konings. See Romaine Blake in there. It's his 4th start of the season. If you look at regular starters on the field, Konings would qualify his 18th of the season, Pareba his 19th. But that's really it for Chicago. Cups makes it his 7th start. Sudan is 8th. Shukaluk his 8th as well. Part-time starters. And this is a very young team, many reserves. 2 players making their next pro debut tonight. Bryce Richards, Charlie Norquette. All things considered, this scoreline is not too bad for Chicago. They've stayed in the game on the road, down 1-0. But Alcazar, long switch. Good turn of pace to Blante. Was he fouled? He was. Penalty is given. Giovanni Granda called for the foul inside the area against Moises Tablante. Penalty forthcoming and a yellow card shown to Giovanni Granda. Let's look at this one again. Tablante turns the corner. Granda into the sliding challenge. And Stefan Chirilla will take this penalty, 5 goals on the season. MLS Next Pro All-Star and MLS Next U17 MVP. Accolade after accolade this season for Stefan Chirilla. He goes to the spot to try and double FC Cincinnati's lead here in this first half. Patrick Lose will try and keep him out of the goal. There's Stefan Chirilla. And he smashes it down the middle. 2-0 FC Cincinnati, 6 on the season for Stefan Chirilla. And they're feeling good at home, leading 2-0. One more look at this challenge from Granda. Does he get a touch of the ball before he makes contact with the right leg of Moises Tablante? Tough to tell for sure from that angle. Perhaps he gets the ball first. But in the view of Anya Voigt, the referee, he did not. And a good penalty from Stefan Chirilla. A free kick won here by Christopher Cups. Stefan Chirilla signed a homegrown deal in May. It's a second team deal this year. It will become a first team deal next season. At the time of his signing, second youngest to sign a homegrown deal for FC Cincinnati. Shukaluk. And a hard foul there in midfield. Yellow card coming out here for Romaine Blake. Blake in the book in his 4th start of the season. Stefan Chirilla, previously with the Philadelphia Union Academy. FC Cincinnati acquired his homegrown priority from the Union before he joined the academy. But a record-setting season for him with 41 goals in all youth competitions for the season ending this spring. A great GA Cup for the U17s, 3-0 record in the group stage. 5 goals for Chirilla at the GA Cup. Golden boot for the U17 age group. There's a nice diagonal ball. Granda will get there. He'll need support. It arrives from Shukaluk. Here's Shukaluk. Deflected cross into the path there of Kaye. And a throw into Chicago. And Chirilla was a GA Cup best 11 after winning the Golden Boot. Seeing that more and more in MLS. A second team deal for 1 year that will turn into a first team deal a year later. A free kick is won here. Nico Benalcazar call for the foul. Free kick coming for Chicago. And Chirilla grew up in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Just 17 years of age. He has his 6th on the season after the penalty. Peter Sudan stands over this free kick. FC Cincinnati sets its line at the edge of the penalty area. Peter Sudan now. Into a good spot, headed clear. Second ball won by Ramos. Here come FC Cincinnati up this right side. Guilherme Santos. A minimum of 2 minutes will be added on at the end of this first half. Free kick. Juan Machado, Colombian defender, call for the foul. And Peter Sudan back to his feet, saying he was stopped a bit. Gilbert clears. A dominant first half for Cincinnati. 9 shots to 1 for Chicago. 5 on target for the home side. No shots on target so far for Chicago. Pareba, wide left, Bryce Richards. Deep throw in. Pareba back for Richards. His cross comes to the back post. Slightly overhit, intended for Giovanni Granda. Granda called for a foul before they went out for a goal kick. Restart coming for Hunter Morris, played youth soccer for Michigan Wolves. And there's our halftime whistle. A dominant showing from FC Cincinnati, putting last week's defeat to Columbus far in the rearview mirror. 5th goal this season for Kenji Mbomedem. That came in the 23rd minute. And then a penalty for Stefan Chirilla, his 6th goal of the season. Halftime from Highland Heights, Kentucky. FC Cincinnati leads Chicago Fire 2-0. Coming up, we look back at an epic week in Columbus after this halftime break.
Messi! Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Un gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Fuerza. Al frente. Servicio. El tiro. It's saved by Carlos Corner. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área. Le pega. Golazo. Externa, va a definir Chicho.
Listen up, all eyes on me. I'll show you who you wanna be. Hey. Yeah, hey. Oh, wow. It's going down. You don't wanna miss that. It's the new sound. It's the new sound. It's the new sound. Toda mi gente lo siente. 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 Toda mi gente caliente. Toda mi gente lo siente. Vamos, dale pues, vamos allá, muévete más loco como solo tú sabes, así es, con las manos en la cabeza, sacúdete, sacúdete, mira, sacúdete.
Halftime in Northern Kentucky, Kenji Mbomedem. Stefan Chirilla, the goal scorer, is a 2-0 lead for FC Cincinnati at home. It was an epic week in Columbus, Ohio, as some of the best stars in North America gathered for the annual MLS All-Star Week. Michelle Montaigne and Samara Perez were there. And then recap goalie wars, the MLS Next All-Star match that featured several MLS Next Pro players.
What is going on here?
Has been crowned. That's it. He's done it. Congratulations, Chitoro Odunze.
We're back with another special episode of The Report, this time the 2024 Goalie Wars edition. I'm Michelle Montaigne, joining you from the great state of Ohio. All the biggest stars in MLS descended right here in Columbus for 2024 All-Star Week festivities. Things got kicked off with the 2024 MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T. And of course, Goalie Wars took center stage. Samara Perez and I were there for all of the action, and we're here to relive the excitement with you.
In the first semifinal, Crown Legacy FC's Chituro Udunze defeated John Antoine with the lone goal of the match in overtime. The second semifinal got up to a hot start with the home kid Stas Lapkas going up against the #1 seed Michael Kolodi. The pair traded goals before the Texas keeper would go on to win it 4-2 and advance to the final round. In the championship round, Chituru edged out the #1 seed Kolodi in a competitive championship round that featured one goal from the Crown Legacy FC man who would go on to lift the belt. We caught up with the champ who shared his excitement following the intense match.
No, it's great. It's always great to win stuff. So I'm happy to bring this belt back to Charlotte again. So yeah, I'm telling you, you guys don't understand. 90 seconds of diving and shooting is hard. I promise you. It's like CrossFit, I swear.
His teammate and 2023 Goalie Wars champion affectionately felt he had something to do with his teammates' victory.
You know what? He did his thing on the field. I'm going to take a little bit of credit, but he did his thing. He didn't concede a goal the whole time, and it was a great win. And I'm just happy he's coming back to Charlotte again, back to back. To be honest, he didn't need much prep. Like, he was focused, he was locked in, he had a good time with it. He's a great guy, and he went out and did his thing.
And in the end, it was the WWE superstars who spoke about how exciting it was to be at Goalie Wars.
It's a great crack, a lot of fun. It's all about right. It's all about everybody coming out here, having the time of their lives, getting to see the next generation of MLS talent come up. And, you know, you see all the kids in here as well, probably the future generation of MLS players, hopefully. But this is great, so much fun. Me and Sonia had a chance earlier on to go and goal and try and take each other out, you know, in a friendly way.
Not easy at all. Very physical sport, very underrated. I know we're wrestlers and everything, but this is up there with the physicality level.
Come on!
So, for the second straight year, the belt remains in the Queen City. But here in Columbus, we're sticking with the Stars theme. As part of the MLS All-Star Week festivities, the 2024 MLS Next All-Star Game took place right here at historic Cruz Stadium, and our Samara Perez was here for all of the action. She recaps it with us here now.
The West jumped to an early lead in the first 15 minutes with back-to-back goals. The East was able to get one back at the 19th minute with New York City's Drew Baera scoring the equalizer to send both teams level into halftime. In the second half, a penalty would be called that would set up a Kevin Sullivan goal from the spot at the 77th minute, and just minutes later he would dish out the assist to Cincinnati's Stefan Chirilla, who would seal the deal for the East. After the match, the MVP talked about his connection with Chirilla.
Yeah, so I played with him back in Philly a few years ago, so it was already there. The chemistry was already there. He hit it off the post to me. I drew the penalty and scored it, so I knew I had to get him back, and it was just a great celebration.
Stefano, you scored the game-winning goal. Tell us how you're feeling right now.
No, I'm super excited, especially that we won 4-2, good win. I'm just super excited, my first All-Star game, so I'm just really excited.
Hey guys, we're joined by Sean Zawatsky of Columbus Crew 2. Sean, we just witnessed the MLS Next All-Star Game. Tell us your impressions on the match and on these guys.
I mean, it's incredible to see the talent that these kids have at such a young age. It makes me think back to my days, and there's nowhere near this. So it's amazing to see, the incredible talent and the competitiveness amongst both teams.
For these guys, you know, they get to be a part of this game, and they're surrounded by the other best players within all of America and some Canada. So now they take their talents back to the next pro, and they keep on working, and then hopefully they get the opportunity.
Lower.com Field has witnessed both MLS Next Pro Cup Championship crownings so far, with the Capybaras taking the crown right here on home turf in 2022, and then Austin FC2 winning it on the road on this field just 1 year ago. Now Verdos is looking forward to something new in the works. For our first ever MLS Next Pro Invitational between Champion and Campeón, you have Austin FC2 playing host to Liga de Expansión Campeones, Cancun FC. Past MLS Next Pro Invitationals have welcomed some of the most prestigious brands in football, like the EPL's Chelsea, Crystal Palace, and Wolves, and the Bundesliga's Hoffenheim. But in the first ever edition featuring MLS Next Pro and our southern neighbors, the Invitational will feature a new twist of pitting two champions against each other. The game will take place this Saturday from Palmer Field in Austin. You can watch it live on MLSNextPro.com at 9 o'clock Eastern. Just like the Invitational, MLS All-Star Week that took place right here at Lower.com Field gave players the chance to embrace international competition as they competed against their Mexican counterparts. Liga MX and MLS continue to try to grow the beautiful game right here in North America. And for our MLS Next Pro goalkeepers, it gave them the chance to experience an environment that only All-Star Week can bring. But as we shift back to MLS Next Pro regular season action, we know the competition is only going to heat up as teams look to cement their place in the playoffs. Until then, that does it from here in Columbus. I'm Michelle Montaigne saying so long from Lower.com Field.
Toda mi gente lo siente, toda mi gente lo siente, toda mi gente lo siente, y toda mi gente lo siente, toda mi gente caliente, toda mi gente lo siente. Toda mi gente suena, en la fadera suena, el techo se me llena, toda mi gente lo siente.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. So I like this. Cream on cream? The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
Messi! Manda la pelota para que llegue. It's contact and a shot. ¡Mamita querida, qué golazo! Magnifique frappe. Really, really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Una Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Aldrete. Servicio. El tiro. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. ¡Golazo! De pulsor, amor al gol. Parte externa para definir Chicho.
Welcome back. MKU Soccer Stadium, Highland Heights, Kentucky. And a 2-0 lead for FC Cincinnati over Chicago. We look at the highlights. First meeting since opening day when these teams played to a 1-1 draw. And early on, it was Chicago bursting forward up this left side. Pro debut for Bryce Richards. He nearly had a wonderful first pro goal, but he couldn't hit the target after that run from midfield. Then it was FC Cincinnati forcing a good save from Patrick Los. Long distance hit that time from Nel Kazar. Look at this switching ball. Beautifully done from Santos into the path of Kenji Mbomadem. University of Dayton product in his first pro season, has his 5th goal of the season. That left side again proved dividends for FC Cincinnati. They attack it again. Hard challenge. Penalty awarded to Blante, was taken down by Giovanni Granda. And it was Stefan Chirilla, the homegrown player, just 17 years of age, with his 6th goal of the season. That one came from the spot. The stats have been dominant for FC Cincinnati, out shooting Chicago 9-1. All 5 shots on target in this game have come from the hosts. Just 1 corner kick for Cincinnati, none so far for Chicago. Work to do for Ludovic Taillondier's group, a very young group. And as we look at Match week 20 in MLS Next Pro, a busy week starting on Thursday. Timbers 2 routing Sporting KC 5-2. Minnesota holding Colorado at home, a 1-0 win. And then yesterday, Chattanooga beats OCB at home. New York City wins at Carolina Core. Atlanta United wins in Huntsville. And North Texas beats St. Louis City. Ready for the second half. Two changes at halftime for Ludwig Tyandier. Charles Nagel comes on. Alongside Cruz Held. Nagel's played just 4 minutes this season. It's his second appearance. It's the 2024 MLS Next Pro debut for Cruz Held. Cruz Held replaces Romain Blake. He was on a yellow card. He just returned from international duty with the Jamaica U20s. He flew back and joined the team yesterday in Northern Kentucky, and he goes 45 minutes. And then Charles Nagel replaces Charlie Norquette. Norquette made his MLS Next Pro debut tonight. And Cruz Held will make his own. Cruz Held is 16 years of age, part of the 08 group. And here we go. Chicago is in red, Cincinnati's in white. What changes might Chicago make to get back into this game? Back with Los under some pressure. The physicality was something Ludwig Tyandier told us this week on our call about what they had to match with FC Cincinnati. The physical style of FC Cincinnati, it's an older group. And I think that might be one of the first orders of business for Chicago to get back in this game, is that it was pretty dominant, both soccer-wise and physically, from Cincinnati in that first half. That's a nice forward run, Amir Daly. And there's an example of that physicality. Just stood up on the sideline as you see the changes. Nagel on for Norquette. And Held on for Blake. And Sergio Orahel, a big piece missing for Chicago, is with the US U20s at the CONCACAF Under-20 Championships. Another thing Ludwig Tyandier said about their season, 35 points, he said, we've earned those points. We've played some tough opponents. We've had to suffer, and we've found ways to win. There's a cross from the end line that's blocked. It was not blocked, rather. It was a goal kick coming. Chirilla tried to pull back, but he could not keep it in play. Good body control from Stefan Chirilla. Yair Ramos. Good switch, but good cover. That's Cruz Held. He's 16 years of age. He's an academy player for Chicago. It's his MLS Next Pro debut today. Number 73 in red and white for Chicago. Ramos has been excellent today. Pretty dominant there in midfield. 7th start for the Venezuelan. Patrick Los, 2-time MLS Next Pro Goalkeeper of the Month. Once in March, once again in June. Hunter Morris. Good settling touch there. Christopher Cups. A nice diagonal ball. The flag is down. It's on here for Santos. Off the post. Guilherme Santos did not waste his time. It was on in the blink of an eye. It came from Ramos. Just one touch to settle, the next to hit on the outside of the near post. Nearly a third there for FC Cincinnati. And there's David Pareba, the Golden Boot leader in the league. 12 goals, dropping into midfield to provide support. And nobody in front of him. Again, it's a very inexperienced group. The only regular starters, game in, game out. Diego Koning, center back. David Pareba. A few partial starters, starting about half the time. Jason Shukaluk, Peter Sudan, Christopher Cups. And Patrick Los, the goalkeeper, as well as a full-time starter. But 2 debutants in Bryce Richards and Charlie Norquette. Many players with just a few starts. There's a yellow card. Miguel Calle in the book for that challenge. Calle just 18 from Honori, Colombia. Machado down the line. A few hard challenges, both say play on. And now a late challenge, another penalty is given. Patrick Los arguing the decision, but a second penalty has been awarded here to FC Cincinnati. The advantage seemed to have been played twice. There was 2 potential challenges. There was a second one right there that was not whistled. And then on a soft back pass from Cruz held, intended for Patrick Los. Los came too far. Stefan Chirilla wants another penalty. He smashed it down the middle as last time for his 6th goal this season. Which direction might he go again? He's not trying to make any eye contact with Patrick Los. Chirilla is ready. Stefan Chirilla. This one is saved. And finally cleared. Excellent redemption there from Patrick Los. He caused the penalty, but he saves the penalty from Stefan Chirilla. Hard towards the right post, but not far enough away from the goalkeeper. What will that do for the momentum and psyche of Chicago? It can only help. Back to Hunter Morse. Header won by Diego Konings. Free kick is won here in midfield. Bryce Richards earns the free kick. Yellow card shown. Guilherme Santos. Guilherme Santos in the book. Chicago is still in this game. As well as Cincinnati has played, as dominant as it's been, it's still only a 2-goal difference. Hunter Morse. Took a look at Brian pressure. Konings facing his own goalkeeper, plays it back to Los, who clears. And there's the physicality we see there, the dominance in the air from Juan Machado and company. Gilbert's a handful, Machado is a handful. All across the field, the physical battle has been won by Cincinnati, something highlighted to us by Ludovic Taillandier when we asked about keys to this game and what Chicago needed to do well to win. Nico Benalcazar. Juan Machado. Free kick is given. Christopher Kupp's called for the foul at his 7th start. Moises Tablante, 5 years with OCB before joining FC Cincinnati for this season. He's raising his hand. The other option is Kenji Mbomedem. And Mbomedem delivering to the back post beautifully, and there's a third. Perfect set piece delivery. Guilherme Santos heads it home. A very clever set piece restart, a touch and a hit. And that's on a platter. Kenji Mbomedem, he scored in the first half. He assists on that goal. 3rd of the season for Guilherme Santos. And after the missed penalty, a set-piece goal for FC Cincinnati. Three goals in 8 starts for the Brazilian, who last played at Atlético Mineiro. And a calm celebration for the 23-year-old Brazilian. Another moment of physicality going Cincinnati's way. An unmarked player on a set piece after a foul at midfield. Into the box and punched away. That was Cruz Hell joining. Good work here from Chicago, but a booming clearance. Spills wide on this near side for Bryce Richards. Two next pro debuts in the starting lineup, Bryce Richards and Charlie Norquette. Cruz held his MLS Next pro debut off the bench at halftime. Here he is on the ball. Here comes Daly, now in midfield, wide left here, Moises Tablante. Tablante, a few step overs towards the middle. Closest to it was Torella. It's into the hands of Patrick Los. This portion of the match is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of FC Cincinnati. Now, Chicago last time out beat New England 3-2 at home. And before that, a 2-0 loss against New York City. This is an important stretch of the season. 4 straight home games. And now 3 straight on the road after that 4-game homestand. After tonight's, off to New York Red Bulls 2. That's next Sunday, followed by a trip to Philadelphia the following Saturday. Red Bulls 2 lost to Toronto FC 4-3 away today. It's a nice switching ball, waiting for support. It does arrive. Nice sliding block. Bomadem is denied. Thought of a long-range strike. And now he goes for a goal. He has scored! Moises Tablante. Enjoy those backflips. That was stunning from 30 yards. No pressure on the ball. And the Venezuelan capitalizes. He thought about it initially right here. Then he takes one more touch, still no pressure. And an unbelievable hit. Olympics happening right now in France, an Olympic-worthy floor exercise there for Moises Tablante, his 3rd goal of the season. And the dominance continues for FC Cincinnati. Here comes Torella. Dispossessed there by Cruz held. Chicago back the other way. Sudan. Now it's behind Sudan. Chicago has not experienced a scoreline like this in some time. At the end of June, on the road at Crown Legacy. Chicago lost 5-1. But they've been in most of these games, even in defeat. But Alcazar back to Hunter Morse. A Chicago assistant coach just received a yellow card. Another nice forward run from FC Cincinnati. Nobody stepping to the ball. To Blante, who just scored, has a chance for a second, but dispossessed there by Cruz Held. A double change here for FC Cincinnati. Venezuelan Jesus Castellano will come on alongside Peter Mangione. And departing for FC Cincinnati, the recent goal scorer Moises Tablante. As well as Guilherme Santos. So both second half goal scorers depart. And a goalkeeper change as well for Chicago. Patrick Stechnij comes on for Patrick Los. And Stechnij gets his first touch right off the bench. Not ideal for a goalkeeper. First seconds on the field, he has a back pass to him. And Cincinnati now will try and capitalize. Nice turn of pace here up this left side. Shook a look. Central possibilities here for Chicago. Good pullback, top of the box. And the shot was blocked, more like the foot was blocked by the leg of Yair Ramos. He tried to block the shot. He suffered a pretty wicked shot to his leg, but he's still running hard. Good toughness there from the Venezuelan. Jesus Castellano on for the 19th time this season. 1 goal, 4 assists. Shook a look, turning, has options to his right. He goes for a goal and he hits it well over the bar. Peter Mangione, the other change. 2 goals, 3 assists It's his 19th appearance. He's played in every game. He started all but 3. Castellano, his first touch off the bench. The Venezuelan to his left foot. Deflected and out for a corner kick. And Stechny, who came on, is a current Chicago Fire Academy goalkeeper, like Patrick Los. Corner kick to the back post, and it's headed over the bar. Another chance from a set piece. They've been dominant on set pieces. 2 penalties earned. A set piece goal, nearly a second here. Chicago is having a hard time physically keeping up with these FC Cincinnati players. Another chance is pulled wide. It was a pretty impressive header from midfield on to Mangione. He couldn't hit the target with his first good look off the bench. Mangione came out of Penn State. A player that Tyrone Marshall said, "I love this kid. You need him in the lineup. Tireless worker." Here he is. And it's well saved. Stechny off the bench with that save against Peter Mangione. Tyrone Marshall said Mangione can play defensive mid, also any of the attacking positions, a versatile player. Here he is, the substitute, perfect timing of the run. One settling touch, and Stechny denies him. Here comes Benjamin Stitz. On for Stefan Chirilla. Chirilla gets his 6th of the season. Could have had a 7th, but his penalty was saved by Patrick Los. Tyrone Marshall described Ben Stitz as a steady Eddie. Finished off a nice team combination goal in the previous game in Toronto. Tyrone Marshall says he can rely on Ben Stitz week in, week out. Usually puts away his chances. When they get on the field, he's one of the leaders. This portion of the match is brought to you by Cintas, an official partner of FC Cincinnati. Stitz has been productive this season, 4 goals, 5 assists. Today's his 18th appearance. Nearly turned over. Good pressure there from Kenji Mboma-Dem. Here Ramos has had a good shift in midfield. Mangione off to the right, the cross comes in. Kept in at the back post. Jesus Castellano. Here comes Chicago through midfield. Giovanni Granda tried to thread the needle there for Jason Shukaluk. Gets Hunter Morris off his line to claim. Morrison is 7 start. Walters has made 8. Morris, while playing at Western Michigan, helped them to a 16-win season, their most wins since 2017. Another turnover. Mangione from the top of the box. Big rebound, but it's recovered. Stetsnich did well there. The replacement goalkeeper for Lowe's has been under similar pressure. Mangione has found himself into some spots already twice since coming off the bench. Just fell nicely for Mangione. His curling effort, long rebound, but Stetsnich recovers. Well, 2 other games happening right now. MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. Inter Miami leading Crown Legacy at home. And elsewhere, a good one. Columbus and Philadelphia tied at 1 in Columbus. So that Philadelphia result in particular will have an impact on this game. There's a 3-point gap to start the day at the top. Mangione was the target again. Philadelphia on 38 points. Cincinnati and Chicago tied for second on 35. Philadelphia should lose to Columbus. Cincinnati could pull even on points on 38. But Philadelphia far and away the best goal difference in the East, plus 19 entering play today. Cincinnati at plus 7. But a Columbus win would tighten things up in the East. Yellow card is shown here. Peter Mangione, the substitute, booked for that challenge in midfield. But if Columbus were to beat Philadelphia tonight, you'd have the top 4 teams in the East separated by just 5 points. One of the goal scorers now departing, Kenji Mbomwadem. Yanir Aloyes, another Venezuelan, enters. On for Kenji Mbomwadem. Have Chicago earned a corner? Yes, they have. Good work up that right side by Cruz Held in his MLS Next Pro debut. A 9th appearance off the bench this season for Valois. Peter Sudan to deliver this corner kick. Nice claim. Hunter Morris, he led all of Division I in save percentage last year at the college level. This portion of the match is brought to you by CTI Clinical Trial and Consulting, an official partner of FC Cincinnati. Stitz back towards the middle. The clearance came from Miguel Calle. Another MLS Next Pro debutant comes on for Chicago. It's the 5th debut for a Chicago player today in MLS Next Pro. Damian Villanueva comes on for the MLS Next Pro Golden Boot leader, David Pareba. And unfortunately for Pareba in Chicago, he didn't really have a goal-scoring chance today. A bit of rest for Pareba, who has played all but 1 minute this season. This one goes towards the back post. Headed central and cleared. Villanueva joins the Cruz Held and 2 starters as players making their MLS Next Pro debut today. They do it away from home against a top 3 team in the division. But the other one that's made his debut, Josue Vermeer. And 5 MLS Next Pro debuts for Chicago Fire today. In a tough environment on the road against a team that's very motivated. Cincinnati coming off a 6-1 loss against Columbus last week. Jason Chukaluk commits the foul. Running into the back of the captain of FC Cincinnati, Nico Benalcazar. That's a well-weighted ball. But a late whistle behind the play. We're going to see a yellow card here, maybe for argument. He just committed a foul moments ago. Trying to get confirmation on who that was on. It was indeed on Jason Chukaluk. Now we see Anya Voigt talking with her assistant referee on that side of the field. Now Chukaluk was pointing towards someone else after the card was shown. And now there's a red card. And it's given to Amir Daly. Now Daly is sent off. That's perhaps what Shukaluk was pointing to, something that was off the ball from Amir Daly. So Daly, who has started every game this season, he's had such a great year, the former Duke Blue Devil. 4 goals, 5 assists. Sent off. Okay, and you can see Daly re-entering the scene there before the red card was shown. So FC Cincinnati down a man, but leading 4 goals to 0. And now fouls are flying left and right. That on Damian Villanueva in his MLS Next Pro debut. Now this game has featured 18 fouls for Cincinnati, 13 for Chicago. There's another in a game in which Cincinnati has outshot Chicago 19-3, and the home team enjoying a 10-0 advantage in shots on goal. It's been absolutely dominant from FC Cincinnati against a very young Chicago Fire team who have seen 5 players make their MLS Next Pro debuts, 2 of those as starters, in Bryce Richards and Charlie Norquette. Good passing display here from FC Cincinnati. And here, Baloyes. We're 50 on the field. Good pressure here from FC Cincinnati. Touch to the end line and a corner kick coming. Now Benjamin Stitz, 4 goals, 5 assists. He's a luxury off the bench in this game tonight for FC Cincinnati. And Mangione will go over for this corner. Mangione played at Penn State. He stands over this corner. That one in the middle, and it's tipped over the bar. Patrick Stechny, the second half sub, replacement for Los, has made a few fine saves. Again, just no answer from Chicago against FC Cincinnati on these set pieces. They've been so one-sided Ludovic Taillandier told me this week, we have to handle the physical battle. The physical battle will be very challenging, and it certainly has been true this evening. Stechny, who just made that great save, is just 17 years of age. Both goalkeepers used tonight. Academy players. The starter, Patrick Lose, and here's Stechny. Into the 90th minute from Northern Kentucky. And a corner kick coming. Good work, not giving up on that. In here, Bolognese. Well, we could see these two teams meet again in the MLS Next Pro playoffs. It will be very interesting to see Chicago at full strength against this team. Sergio Orahel with the US U20s at the CONCACAF U20 Championships. Romain Blake flew back yesterday from Jamaica. He only played one half. There's another header, another set-piece goal. Dominant on set pieces all night. This time it's Ben Stitz. Chicago really has had no answer for the physicality and precision of these FC Cincinnati corners. Fifth goal this season for Ben Stitz. To bring Stitz and Mangione off the bench shows the embarrassment of riches right now for Tyrone Marshall and FC Cincinnati. As Marshall said, you can rely on him week in, week out, puts away his chances. A minimum of 2 minutes will be added on here at the end of the second half. Corner kick coming for Chicago. This one to the back post, headed over the bar. A good effort to get on the end of that by Postway from Murr in his next pro debut, and that's the last action of this game. What a response from FC Cincinnati after the 6-1 defeat last week at Columbus. They come home and they get 5 goals to beat a top 3 team in the East, Chicago Fire. Full time from NKU Soccer Stadium in Northern Kentucky. It's FC Cincinnati over Chicago Fire 5-0. Our man of the match is presented by Adidas. Many to choose from on this night for FC Cincinnati, who climb into second place in the East, but it's Kenji Mboma-Dem, drafted by the first team out of Dayton. And here he is igniting this attack. Wonderful ball from Santos. It just took one touch for Kenji Mbomodem off the tips of the hand of Patrick Lose, and then he added an assist on this restart. Perfect restart from Kenji Mbomodem. And a smashing header from Guilherme Santos. Those two provided assists on each other's respective goals. Kenji Mbomodem, our Adidas man of the match. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, including our producer, Tim McDermott, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long from Highlands Heights, Kentucky. Final score once again, FC Cincinnati 5, Chicago Fire nothing. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Good night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.